The French government has decided to withdraw and rewrite its controversial national security law. The backtrack of the bill follows widespread protests and outrage over alleged videos of police violence. Christophe Castaner, the head of France's parliamentary group representing President Macron's political party, made the surprise announcement earlier today. The measure, known as Article 24, would make it an offence to film and identify police officers online if there was intent to harm. Castaner says the law has been misunderstood and left too many questions unanswered. Well, let's head straight over to Paris, where we can speak to our international correspondent, Annelise Borges. Annelise, good evening to you. Has the French government been forced into this U-turn because of those videos which surfaced last week allegedly showing police violence?
Hi there, Oliver. Well, the video you mentioned, the episode of violence, including involving the group of police officers who were caught on camera beating a man, a music producer, inside his studio, certainly added fuel to the fire. But this proposed bill has been controversial from the start, from the moment the French administration of Emmanuel Macron announced they would put it forward, especially because, according to critics, it would restrict liberties here in this country and particularly have this effect on the police. It would protect police from proper scrutiny, especially because of Article 24, the most infamous part of this legislation, under which, up until now, identifying a police officer, be it through its face or its name, in any kind of medium, would amount to a criminal offence if there was intent to physically or mentally harm those officers. Of course, the ambiguity in the text there got a lot of people here angry and quite concerned. Now we heard the news, of course, today, after quite a lot of outcry, that the leaders of those pro-government parties in Parliament would propose a complete revision of that article. But does that mean that the entire bill will be debated once again? Again, many questions we don't have answers for at this stage, Oliver.
Annelise, before this announcement, you were speaking to Assa Traoré, whose brother died whilst he was in police custody. What did she have to say about this law?
Well, Assa Traoré is a prominent figure here in France in this movement against racial discrimination and against police brutality. She is followed, respected, and she has been leading many demonstrations here in Paris against the proposed law. I asked her just what exactly she expected from the French government.
We expect the government to respect its people. We want the French government to stop ignoring the people. Obviously, this law should not go through, but the debate should be significantly wider and not focus only on the images. France must acknowledge there is racism within the police. For as long as it doesn't acknowledge that, we will not make progress. And this law, the whole world should know, if this law goes through, police violence in France will double or triple, and it's already huge.
You have personal experience with this issue. Your brother died in police custody 4 years ago. Did you make a connection when you saw the pictures of the assault on Michel Zecler? How did that make you feel? And did you make a connection to what had happened to your brother?
Of course I made a connection, but the first link I made was when George Floyd died, because he died in the exact same way as my little brother, under the weight of 3 police officers. And the last words were, "I can't breathe," and there are pictures to show us that. And when we know that these images went all over the world and that they shocked the entire world, and that countries started questioning the practices, and the only country that didn't do that was France. Instead, France responded in a very aggressive and violent way by imposing this law, ignoring the people, telling them this law will go through so that police violence is done in the most discreet way. That is happening in France, in a democratic country. Our human rights are not being respected. If they don't retreat this law, today there's no state without people. So we will continue taking to the streets, and we will be heard. I said this again and again. A country without justice is a country that calls for rebellion.
Now, the scrapping of Article 24 does mark an important U-turn on the part of the French administration. It is a blow for the government of Emmanuel Macron, but it could serve to quell the anger in the streets, at least until the next crisis. Oliver.
Annelise Bourget, journalist here from Paris. Thank you very much indeed.